Hey, you. Subscribe. You're watching Radio Free Cybertron. Hosted by Brian Kilby with J.D. Church, John DeLuna, XV, Amy Morgan, and Rob Clay. For the latest Transformer news, reviews, and more, visit tformers.com.
This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 344. Happy New Year! We are recording on January 1st, 2014. Gentlemen, how's the year treating you so far? That good, huh?
Fantastic.
Same.
Sure, why not?
Same stuff, different year.
Oh, nice.
Nothing's gone wrong yet, so...
Melvar has skids.
Man.
On the show this week, we have Diecast, Melvar, JD, and Don Ferguson. Don Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen.
The Don Ferguson.
The Don Ferguson. You need that. That needs to be your Twitter handle. That's so much easier to remember than HRMLRVRRVER.
Like there's
a lot
so
of
many
letters.
me out there, and the world needs more of me.
Yes, that's true. So let's go ahead and jump into the show. On the show this week, we have This Week in History, the news, and I don't even know how long this is going to take, but we are recapping 2013. We always try to recap the previous year, and my God, 2013 was a big year. You know, I don't really think about 2013 being such a big Transformers year, but with the 30th anniversary being this year, 2014, all of the news and everything, it's ridiculous. So we are going to delve into that here in just a few minutes. Let's start off with This Week in History. In 1959, Clancy Brown was born. And, of course, you may know him as the voice of Agent Fowler on Transformers Prime, but I will always remember him as the Kurgan from Highlander. And, of course, Lex Luthor. Actually,
Ernie Hudson was the voice of Fowler.
Yeah.
No, he was
Silas.
Silas.
Okay.
That's all right, Brian.
I will always remember Ernie Hudson as the voice of Cyrus. No. No. Yeah, he was the voice of Cyrus, which is the same voice as Lex Luthor, pretty much. Yeah, and Ernie Hudson's voice is pretty much just Ernie Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
But it works.
And-
So,
The Agent Fowler.
Yeah.
But he was the Kurgan. That's really the most important part of this. If you don't know who the Kurgan is, go back and watch Highlander. The first one.
because
Just the first one.
Yeah, don't.
Please.
Don't.
If you don't know who the Kurgan is, shame on you.
Please. Just the first one.
yeah, turn in your geek card.
Just the first one. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to the news. So, there was a Ron Friedman interview at Matt, what's his name? ToddMatthey.com. Now, it's really interesting. It's a prelude to his to Ron Friedman's memoirs, which will be titled "I Killed Optimus Prime." That's just great. I thought this was interesting. So here's a quote from the interview. To remove Optimus Prime, to physically remove Daddy from the family, that wasn't going to work. I told Hasbro and their lieutenants that they would have to bring him back, but they said no. They had great things planned. In other words, they were going to create new, more expensive toys. It's true. He did not. He absolutely, thoroughly did not want to kill Optimus Prime, but he pretty much had to. The interview goes into things that I didn't know about the production. I had read their interview previously with Flint Dilley, and he actually, they had asked him who created Unicron, and he thought it was Jay Bacall, if I remember correctly. And Ron Friedman confirmed that he actually created Unicron. He created RC and all these other bits. So, Don, you can thank Ron Friedman for RC.
Hopefully he'll be at BotCon this year. I could thank thank him in person.
You can give him a hug too.
He wants to formally thank him in a closed environment.
Wow.
You really went there.
Wow.
Wow.
The role of XV tonight will be played by Diecast, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump to the next big news item this week. Maybe the bigger news item. I don't know. It's debatable, but I thought this was really interesting. TFCon, which is Canada's premier Transformers fan convention. It's the largest fan-ran Transformers convention. They are expanding in 2014 to a U.S.-based convention in Chicago, Illinois, in October. I have a pretty strong feeling that most of us can make that. Rob Springer and I have been talking about it. I think we're both a definite. Don's very likely. Diecast.
Yep.
So let's make that happen. I'm really interested in going, and I'd like to go to more, the unofficial fan-ran conventions, and TFCon's the big one. So let's see how that works out. I'm excited by it. I don't really have any details as of yet, other than the date, and it's at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare, which is, I think, the same the convention center that OTFC CO3 was at. Which, that's actually where I met JD for the first time.
Where? No.
Was that BotCon 01?
BotCon 01? Oh, was it? Okay, yeah.
Did you go? Yeah. Okay. So crap. I'm just mixing up all my facts tonight.
Yep.
It's just like any other week.
You don't even know who you are today.
I am Agent Fowler. But yeah, so no, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't confirm, but I think that's the same place that OTFC CO3 was. It was a really nice venue, so it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and see what's next. This bummed me out. I found out that the designer of the previous Masterpiece figures, including, I don't know, Masterpiece Megatron, will be taking over the lead role of designing Masterpiece Transformers in 2014.
Why? What was wrong with what they were doing?
It was too awesome, apparently.
Yeah, too awesome. Yeah, exactly.
You know what we really need? We need someone who designed Megatron to take the lead on this.
Yeah, I mean, like Megatron Prime. Original Masterpiece Prime was amazing.
Yes.
When it came out 10 years ago. Now, I mean, it has a great robot mode, crappy vehicle mode. MP10 is pretty great in both.
Well, now, I don't think this is cause for a lot of upfront concern until we see something.
I agree.
Because they have this new scale they're working in, and so you're constrained by that scale to make everything fit. So instead of getting this Megatron with these big, huge gun handles you can't even hold, or whatever the case may be, that will help keep any variances recurring.
I'm less concerned. I'm less relieved by the fact that they're working in a different scale, because I don't know that would make his designs any better. I think that the technology that they're using, the computer-aided design and things, I would hope 10 years of advancement would mean that they have more a larger, better palette to work from. So here's hoping that they don't suck. I mean, fingers crossed.
Strong words, sir. That's a strong support.
Well, I guess Wheeljack would be the first one we'll really see. I mean, because now
I'm assuming Wheeljack was already designed by the.
Yeah, I think the current, if I read the article right, the current director was working on Wheeljack.
Yeah. I'm assuming that something that we haven't seen yet will be designed by the old guy. Something like, I don't know, Star Saber.
Well, no, Star Saber is being handled by another person in Takara. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but since we haven't seen Bumblebee or Ultra Magnus,
it's possible
that could be his entry figure.
Oh God. Please don't suck. So we have a silhouette. I almost hate reporting on silhouettes, but they are what they are.
Almost.
Yeah. Silhouette of Masterpiece Wheeljack, and it certainly looks like a Wheeljack figure.
I was wrong. It is the original designer. Kobayashi is working on Wheeljack.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It doesn't look bad. It's a silhouette, but
It's what I would have expected it to look like. I mean, a silhouette doesn't really tell you much, so...
nope.
But it's nice seeing something anyway after several months of just having a name floating around the ether.
Yeah.
The who?
The ether.
Ether.
The either?
I don't like that either. But yeah. Masterpiece Wheeljack. Can't wait. Let's see here. Let's jump to third-party news. The MMC R04 Leo Dux Squadron Commander figure. We have new official images. We have new official, unofficial images of another not Predacons figure. It looks pretty nice. Which one is this? Which Predac King does this belong to?
Mastermind
This is
Creations.
Mastermind Creations.
Yeah.
Is that Feral
Same
Rex
folks that
or is
did
that the other one?
Cybertron.
I can't remember anymore.
Exactly.
This is the good one,
remember
though.
the
It was
This is the one that-
a leading
I
question.
think it's Feral Rex.
Leading question. It doesn't matter.
No. I mean, this is the good one, though. This is the one I think people should get because it's the one I like.
It looks nice. It certainly does.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've said it before. You know, if my G1 Predaking wasn't fine for me, I would definitely be interested in getting the Mastermind Creations version over the rest of them.
How does this fit and scale with the actual G1 Predator King, who is, the biggest combiner that we got originally?
I don't recall seeing a side-by-side comparison. I've seen individual figures compared. but
This
I
is
don't-
about Hercules size. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, cool. I can't wait to see it. So, first reported, I think in 2011, if I'm not mistaken, it was something like that. The iGear, not Sharkticons, were released, and I think they look nice. They're my favorite of the not Sharkticons, I think. Though honestly, it's kind of hard to tell again because we have multiples of these. But I really like the look of the actual Sharkticon, the beast mode, more so than the robot mode. But they look pretty nice. Anybody actually going to buy these?
I was considering it. I got the iGear one, so... I'm sorry, I got the Impossible Toys. Is that it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Sharkies?
Yeah, I got the Sharkies, which just came out not too long ago, so... I'm going to wait till I see a review on these before I make a decision if I'm going to try and pick them up or not.
I'll be honest. I think I would just pick one and go. I don't know that I would want multiples of not Sharkticons. In fact, I would only want one of these. I don't really want all three.
Yeah,
They are troop builders, though, so there's that.
I'd probably just hit the discount boxes at BotCon and try to find enough G1 Nulls to piece together an army over time.
Yeah, Nal's not a bad figure. G1 Nal. I mean, he's not a terrible figure. I mean, if you keep it in shark mode, it pretty much serves the purpose.
See, I'm afraid though, Brian, if you got a gnaw, then you'd be breaking the gnaw. Breaking the gnaw. Breaking the gnaw.
Oh, JD.
I don't even want to do that. After what Gigabeetle shared on Superhero Time, I do not want to know anything about anything.
So last week we looked at Mania King, who is the not, I guess you would say masterpiece scale but he's sort of like the hegemon equivalent of Galvatron. And we actually have I would say probably a final prototype of this figure, and it looks better than the previous photos that we had. I like it. Don't know that I'm going to buy it, but I like it.
The head's kind of just hanging down underneath the cannon.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is now that it's not all the same color and it's all blending together, the head sticking out the bottom is very like Armada Megatron's, like just right there. But I
don't like the cannon. The cannon should be all orange.
Safety orange.
Yeah, I don't know. But all in all, the figure looks better. Don't know that I'm going to buy it. The face, well, the face isn't, I don't think, distinctly Galvatron so much. It looks more like manga Galvatron or something. I like it, but it's still a little bit off.
Yeah. Well, now the article does say that there will be some paint job changes, so that may help a lot. Plus, it's not as expensive as I was thinking it would be.
Well, how much is it?
$89.90 is what the article's saying.
It's not bad.
Oh, yeah, that's like easy.
Yeah.
Well, it's Voyager size, so this is really going to fit in your classics collection, if anything.
Is it really? It didn't look that much bigger than the tank Galvatron.
Well, actually, there's a picture, JD. It's 18 centimeters tall, and it scales with the first Ultra Magnus.
Imperial units. Imperial units. I need Imperial units.
Oh, someone opened up a converter then. I hate metric. No, but it's basically he's about the same head height as the first Robots in Disguise Magnus that came with the one missile and the first Magnus that we got.
His head is just hanging off the bottom of the cannon node.
That's the one thing I really don't like. Like I said, it's like Armada Megatron. The head's just sort of stuck somewhere because there was nowhere else for it to fold away to. That's the only thing I really have a problem with.
Little off. I would say as far as these figures, these masterpiece-ish, scale-ish figures, I would say that Quake Wave is the one that got it right. And so far, I think probably the best, the creme de la creme of the not figures. But we'll see what else. Hopefully, Takara will save us and actually give us a masterpiece Galvatron, but probably not in 2014. But we'll save our predictions for 2014 until next week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and take a break, and we will be back with our 2013 year in review.
You can hear our show on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio. Radio Free Cybertron has teamed up with Kokomo Toys and Collectibles in Kokomo, Indiana. If you're in the Kokomo area, visit our store for a huge selection of new and classic toys. Visit online at www.kokomotoys.com for our address and store hours. While you're there, check out our listing of pre-order items, as well as visit our eBay store. Visit us at www.kokomotoys.com. That's KOKOMOTOYS.com. We're also on Facebook.
So, our 2013 year in review. Oh my God. So, I didn't actually think of 2013 being that big of a year until I went back and I've been compiling all of the stuff that happened. I went through a year of our show notes and news, and I've honestly, no joke, probably spent 5 or 6 hours just compiling this. Yeah, lots of stuff happened. Lots of stuff happened in 2013.
It was a heavy year.
It was, yeah, absolutely. I want to start off with some highlights. Every year is, I think, Toy Fair is usually a highlight for us because we enjoy covering it. But this year, so many things Thrilling 30, Metroplex, and all these things just happened and out of the blue, and it was just really covering Toy Fair was awesome this year. Hopefully 2014's Toy Fair will be as satisfying, but I was just completely jazzed to be, for 2013 after Toy Fair. I don't know about you guys, but I was just completely stoked. Also a big deal, I think, in 2013, for us anyway, was Sharkticon, which was the Transformers fan convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. The big surprise about Sharkticon is that it was really good. It was very well ran. Lots of people showed up. Good dealer room. It was like a professionally ran convention, and it was Eric's and Jake's first attempt. It's mind-boggling how good it was. So, the next Sharkticon is in 2015. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to that.
Yeah, sorry, Don.
Hey, it's life sucks till you die, but
yeah,
stuff happens.
It was better than at least 2 or 3 of the BotCons I've gone to.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's saying something.
Yeah, well, some of them aren't hard to beat. The Universal Studios Florida trip that Rob Clay and I took to see the actual opening of the Transformers ride in Florida was pretty cool. Just for us, because I never actually got a chance to do a red carpet event. Seeing Steven Spielberg, Peter Cullen, and all these A-list, sometimes B-list celebrities, was really awesome. And the ride itself was pretty great, but just all of the pomp and circumstance surrounding it was really neat. And the fact that I got powder burns at the event, I don't know that I'll ever be able to recreate that. So it's pretty cool. The powder burns came when the fireworks, which of course were supposed to be bombs or something, went off like 80 feet above us. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. But it's still pretty cool.
Now, did you or Rob get the deluxe EVAT? Either one of y'all get the deluxe EVAT?
Rob did. I didn't. It's still there, and you can order it from their website if you want it.
I forgot it even existed till you brought this up, to be honest.
Yeah. It's an okay figure, I guess. It's an exclusive, and it kind of means something if you've gone on the ride. But other than that, I didn't need it. Personally, for us, a big event that happened, we added a couple new shows with friends that we made at Sharkticon. Ninja Dave and Bob Saget and Topher. The Nebulon Pirate Radio guys. We added Nebulon Pirate Radio to our network in 2013, as well as Ninja Dave and Bob also do the Turtle Lair podcast, which is an expansion for us because, we didn't have any Ninja Turtle related material. Now that we do, it's pretty great. Check it out. That's at TMNT Podcast. Yes, TMNTpodcast.com. Let's see here. BMOG. BMOG was pretty cool. Our friends M. Cypher, Trent Troop, and Awa64, Alex Androsky, put together BMOG, which was the Biomechanical Ordnance Gestalts, which was this Kickstarter campaign that happened this past year, which is basically combinable weapons that turn into stuff. That was really neat, and I was really happy to see that funded. Anybody else take part of that Kickstarter? Just me?
I did.
Yeah, hopefully. I can't wait to get them. Actually, it looks like March or April is when these are going to be delivered, so that's pretty sweet. Another highlight, I think, Metroplex was the highlight for 2013. Arguably the biggest Transformer ever by height, if not by volume and mass. Not the best toy ever, but it's not bad. The I think one of the biggest surprises for us this year was the Sandstorm / Springer mold. Two really great toys out of one mold. While they aren't exactly remolds of each other, they are sort of companion pieces. And they just turned out really great. Sandstorm's a little better than Springer, which you would really not believe if you got Springer first, because Springer's so great, but really nice. And, of course, we are going to get the Cloud RC based on that. Not really. We are getting or was it confirmed? Are we getting the Cloud Rodimus based on that? That's a for sure.
I think that's still speculation.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, what we saw before the Digibash of it looks pretty good, so hopefully that will happen. Now, another big thing I think that happened in 2013 that is a highlight is the reissue of Fort Max. Because you can get a brand new Fort Max with the Master Sword right now for like $250, which is about the price you would expect to pay for a yellowed, broken Fort Max minus Spike.
So Takara really surprised all of us with that release. And it's great that a lot of the collectors, the newer collectors like Diecast and the older collectors who just never had a chance to get one, was finally able to get a Fortress Maximus in their collection. And that was a really great thing to do.
Who got it? Diecast, you got it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You like it?
I love it. I mean, like I said, when, that was the one figure when I was a little kid that I could never get because it was so expensive. So to get a new figure of that, that I was able to get easily just by going on, a Transformers website was awesome.
And the only thing that surprised me is we haven't heard anything about a possible Grand Max reissue with the Pretender shell and all that, but that could be something they're saving for next time.
Yeah, I mean, since the toy's been reissued, I think we're probably more likely to get a Brave Max reissue, because I think the timing is good on that, because there are people who now have some disposable income that might have been younger when Brave Max and Car Robots, when that was the case. But I totally expect to see Grand Max as well. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But any more Car Robots is always welcome in my collection.
I'm glad you exist, Don. Let's see here. I'm trying to find all the great pictures from the Transformers Collectors Club subscription service 2.0. I'm an unabashed fan of 1.0, specifically Ultra Mammoth. But for the most part, I think, with the exception of maybe, I'm not crazy about Jackpot, but I think in general they're all pretty good. But I think 2.0 looks even better. We are getting, I think, the really novel reissue that we're getting next time that we didn't get before, of a toy that we didn't get here stateside, the mold anyway, or the use of the mold is going to be Thrustinator, which is the strange, crazy half thrust, half waspinator based on the Beast Wars 2nd, was it Dirge Gun mold. And Dirge Gun was just basically a remold of Waspinator, though. It wasn't an original mold, was it?
No, it was an original mold.
Was it an original mold?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. It
was.
would have been a pretty substantial remold, but it's just kind of such a weird figure. Mine's been like in the bottom of a bin in a closet somewhere. I need to pull it out. But yeah, Dirge Gun is he was Beast Wars 2nd. He was a robotic wasp, or cyborg wasp, and Thrustinator is a really novel reuse of that. Anyone else is excited about that besides me? No.
Not really.
No.
For me, 1.0 was definitely the better wave.
It's for me, between the two sets, Ultra Mammoth is still the figure that I would want from either set. Although in 2.0, at least people that do subscribe will be getting that Rumble, the Generations Rumble Frenzy mold, which we never got over here.
Yeah. And I think that Barricade looks really nice as well. Yeah. I'm not crazy about Barricade as a character, but as far as this goes, I mean, it looks pretty great.
And I hope with 2.0 they actually fix the packaging and stuff so people don't get figures that are damaged. And I really want to sit this one out and see how it goes. And if 2.0 goes better than 1.0 did, I may jump back on for 3.0 depending on what they show us.
Yeah, I think with 2.0 the character selection is better. I mean, Jackpot, Circuit, they are what they are. Slipstream, nice toy. But we have, what is it? I guess we're probably getting. Are we getting Rewind and Eject, or is it just going to be Rewind? We're thinking it may be Eject, or the other may be
it's probably going to be
an exclusive.
The exclusive figure for the subscribers.
But I mean, those are pretty great. And those are great. Tread Shot looks nice. Barricade. What else are we getting in 2.0?
Is that the
the Chrome Dome with
Chrome Dome?
Oh, Chrome Dome. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I'm really excited about 2.0. We also got in, here's Chrome Dome, real quick. Some people aren't crazy about Chrome Dome, but I think Chrome Dome looks pretty nice. Not crazy about the head, but otherwise, I think it's pretty much dead on.
The head is what keeps me from being interested in it, because this is the one I was looking forward to, and I was just kind of let down.
I like my Rodimus with that much better.
Yeah,
I guess that was a highlight for me too, and that was my first custom figure, so that's neat.
Yeah, that was OmegaCon.
Yeah, OmegaCon.
And so we didn't actually mention that. That was another first go round of a fan convention.
Yeah, first go round did a great job. It's going to be even bigger and better this year. It's going to a different location. It's only like 2 minutes down the road, but he's actually going to do some name tags and stuff like he never did, or that he didn't do originally on the first show. So I think it's going to be even better this time around.
So, also with this year, as far as the BotCon and the Collectors Club goes, the not the subscription service, the member exclusive figure, I again thought was a really novel reuse of the mold, was Depth Charge.
Yeah.
And Depth Charge, is great. I really like Depth Charge.
That was one of my favorite figures that they've done. To date, it just looks like him, and I can see him having a vehicular mode like that. So.
Yeah. And I don't have good photos pulled up, but the BotCon exclusive set in 2013 was the Machine Wars set. Don, you have this set, don't you? You picked it up, didn't you? What do you think?
It's not bad. I'll be honest. I think I've said this in the past where Takara says these are the molds that we have, and some years they can pull a really solid set like the G2 set from a few years ago, but I think the molds that they had available this year really didn't lend itself to a Machine Wars theme, but it was the best they could make with the molds available. So, I'm not faulting anybody. It's just because we'll never know the hurdles they have to jump through to get these figures for us. It's just, it was not one of my favorite sets, but it was a good set overall.
So, moving ahead, toys that we got in 2013, quite a few. A lot of these were announced at Toy Fair originally, but I think some key figures that we had were a lot of the Beast Hunters figures came out, in 2013. Predaking. Predaking was a pretty important figure. We had several versions of him. We had a leader class figure, Voyager class, Scout. Yeah, I picked up the Voyager class. I didn't pick up the leader class. How does the leader class figure fail? Fail?
$60. I don't know if anyone actually picked it up.
Well, everyone, the few people that I know elsewhere that picked one up says basically, if you want a Predaking scale for display, that's the one to get just for size. But its transformation is even simpler than the Voyager.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't get it. Another item that actually was pretty surprising from Beast Hunters, we got Twin Strike came out, which was an homage to Center Twin. We found out that we were actually getting a whole series of Terracons, and it turns out they actually combine into Abominus. We actually got that in a box set as well. I ended up just picking up the individual figures. Anybody else like these as much as I do? I in general, I think they're all pretty great.
I like the individual figures. I'm not too crazy about the Abominus form, but...
Yeah, I mean, who thought we would get an homage or a new blot? For God's sakes, we got a new blot.
Yeah, and the only problem is buying them individually is finding that Ripper Snapper.
I found it. Amazon. $8. Another surprising entry into 2013 with Beast Hunters was that Sharkticon Megatron. We actually at first just got the prototype in really weird colors. The figure that came out was, of course, much more fleshed out as far as the colors go, but he definitely retains that, Sharkticon color scheme. I think it's a really nice toy. It turned out way better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a bad mold for Megatron. And then it's funny because they actually just came out as Megatron, but everyone was calling it Sharkticon Megatron, and they actually changed the packaging to say Sharkticon Megatron after a while.
They did. I don't know if that was intentional, if that's what they originally wanted to do and just failed to do so, or if they did it because people were calling it that. I have no idea. I would like to know, but we'll probably never actually know.
Yeah.
Unless someone asks at BotCon next year. Don?
Everyone make a list of questions, and I will do the best I can to answer.
So as far as Masterpiece goes, it was a pretty big year. I would say it's probably the biggest year that we've ever had as far as Masterpiece figures go.
Yep.
We had the U.S. release for Soundwave. And again, thanks to Don for getting that for me. In 2013, saw the release of, I'm doing these off the top of my head, Sideswipe, Red Alert, Prowl, Blue Streak, and Smokescreen.
And Tiger Tracks.
And Tiger Track was exclusive, a convention exclusive. Yeah, I forgot that existed. We also got Acid Storm here in the U.S. and Australia, and I think probably Europe as well, which is a repaint of the remolded Starscream mold. It looks fantastic. I didn't pick it up, but Diecast did. Did you ever open it?
Oh yeah, he's open. He's on my shelf. He's I just love the coloring on him. Anything bright, I like. So, that mold is kind of getting, it's having some mold degradation issues, but
if they do reuse it one final time without tweaking it, or even if they tweak it again, I would like to get a Sunstorm out of that. Just for some reason, I like the orange and whites, and I really would like to have a Sunstorm out of that. But they need to tweak it if they're going to use it anymore.
I'm still hoping they're going to shrink the jets down to the car size, because I would really love a set of Seekers that would stand next to these guys.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. So also, while they didn't necessarily come out in 2013, we did get our first look at several new MP toys, including G2 Sideswipe, which is the best one, period. Far and away, I'm super stoked about that. we just need the bandolier on that, and it would be perfect.
Third parties jump on that for me if y'all would, please. So
Yes. Coming out in 2014, we are getting Masterpiece Sound Blaster with Rat Bat. And I think it looks great. It's in my BBTS pre-order, even though I may not end up getting it. But it's Masterpiece Soundwave is great. I love Sound Blaster. I always have. And I love Rat Bat. So I'm kind of torn on what I need to do. Masterpiece, Year of the Horse, Optimus Prime, was revealed and came out in 2013. I still think it looks awesome. Diecast, now that you actually have it, what's your final opinion on it?
I think it's awesome. The colors are definitely deeper and darker, and Prime just looks like a real, I want to say badass, but he's definitely not the Prime that we're used to, and I like that about him. And it's not a Nemesis Prime, so it's not just a black Prime. It's something different that we haven't really gotten recently.
And it's for me, what the whole thing is that it was how fast it became available for purchase in a lot of places after the initial showing, because it showed up a few weeks ago as existing, and now there's places that already have it in stock for sale.
Yeah. And finally, in Masterpiece news or recap, we learned that we are getting a Masterpiece Ultra Magnus based on the MP10 mold, and in 2011 we actually got a prototype or a test of what the designer thought that a Masterpiece Ultra Magnus might look like, and certainly it's not the actual figure we're getting, but it might give us some design hints as to what it will.
Proof of concept, I think.
Yes. It looks pretty cool. Not super crazy about it, but I can't wait to actually see what they pull off. So just FYI, we lost JD in the course there. So the four of us will power through this. A new thing that we got in 2013 were the Construct bots. Does anyone else have any of these besides me? Nope.
I have one of them. But I hear if you have one, you have them all.
That's probably pretty true. I guess it's probably safe to say that Aaron Archer at Sharkticons said that the third wave and beyond were going to be pretty amazing. So, fingers crossed. What were you saying, Don?
Oh, I was going to say, it's them and Creons. They look great, but I just have no desire to get them. Creons are what they are. So, a little bit of controversy in 2013. The SDCC exclusive was the Jetfire and Hound G.I. Joe set, crossover set. And it kind of saw a delay thanks to our friends at Harmony Gold, because apparently there was a lawsuit involved. And it actually eventually came out. I did get mine. But frankly, I really just wanted it for the Bludgeon G.I. Joe figure. I will be completely honest. I have enough Sky Strikers. I don't need any more. And Hound is pretty boring based on, what was it, the Vamp? But Bludgeon's pretty darn flippin' amazing. And the little miniature blaster to go with my miniature Soundwave is pretty cool too.
I think it's good this set actually got, pushed back from when they normally sell it on Hasbro Toy Shop after San Diego Comic-Con, because I think it gave more of us a chance of getting it, because it kind of showed up and no one really knew, and
Yeah, people weren't anticipating it and waiting to buy up all the stock.
Because I think it was actually on the site for a good 8 or 9 hours that it was available. So,
and also this this is suspected to be the last one that, you know, because it says the box says what, number 3 in the 3 issues or something like that.
It says the box actually says the epic conclusion.
The epic conclusion, yeah. Mine's way back there, but yeah. So we'll see. I don't know that there's much of anything else. Well, there is one that I would kill for. And only because I love the Snowcat mold so much. But if we could get Snowcat based on, obviously, the Snowcat mold, and who was an Energon Decepticon, right? Wasn't an Autobot.
Yeah.
Snowcat, that would be pretty great. Because I've always thought that was a pretty novel crossover, as is. But, you know.
I remember him yodeling is all I remember about him.
No, if there are more, there'll be Sky Strikers as Thundercracker and Skywarp, I'm sure.
Oh, God. That's probably true. So we actually got more Platinum Edition figures this year. We got Platinum Edition Omega Supreme, which was based on... Was it Energon or Armada? Energon, right?
Energon.
Yeah, Energon Omega Supreme, which I thought was a perfectly fine toy. But... They did some retooling with the head and repaints, and it looks really nice. I didn't get it. Diecast, you did, didn't you? Or did you not?
Yeah, I got him and the Optimus Prime that was a platinum reissue. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why I got it.
Yeah, I picked up the Omega Supreme, but I passed on Prime.
I never cared much for Energon Optimus anyway, so... Armada Optimus is great, not so much Energon. We also got Platinum Edition Predaking, which was the first reissue of Predaking that we got stateside. It was technically the second reissue, or third reissue. There was a reissue in 2005, I think, then another reissue in 2010, which was repainted, and this is that 2010 reissue. But issued as part of the Thrilling 30. It's, you know, nice getting a, you know... It's nice getting the toy for $50 on Amazon. Predaking for $50 is pretty sweet. You can't beat that.
I thought I got a good deal when I got them for $100, but
that's cheaper than original retail because I remember seeing them at Rose's for $12.99 a piece.
That's pretty sweet, Don. Thank you for mentioning Rose's. I love Rose's. Let's see here. Transformers Generations TG2 Rat-Bat came out in 2013. He has a homage to Senator Rat-Bat based on the Scourge mold from Generations. Really nice toy. Glad I picked it up. It didn't get a lot of coverage because, of course, I don't think people were that crazy so much about the Scourge mold, but it's a really nice toy. It really is.
I love that mold. I don't...
Yeah. Well, it's there's certain characters that fit certain molds, you know, as far as repainting the molds to fit certain characters, and that was just an excellent choice, you know, for that character in that mold. It just worked out well.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Oh, Thrilling 30. Thrilling 30 is a pretty big deal. It's I originally thought that they were counting down with 30 figures, but I don't think it's actually 30 figures. It's just the 30th anniversary, and it's Thrilling. I thought it was 30 Thrilling figures for the 30th anniversary.
Well, there are individually numbered figures, but everything has Thrilling 30 on it.
I think we assume that it's going to terminate at 30, but I'm betting that it's not going to.
Yeah.
Based on the toys that we've received so far and the toys that we know that are coming. So if it's like 50 Thrilling 30 toys, that would be pretty sweet. But Skids, let's see here. I'm going to just try to, no particular order. Generations Rhinox came out. Yeah, Rhinox is the one figure that I didn't get because I haven't seen it yet.
Here you go.
Yeah. Everybody show the Rhinox. Yeah. He is, looks pretty flippin' awesome. And I can't wait to get that.
We just XV'd the heck out of that.
You did. Also, let's see here. I'm just going to power through these. I don't have to necessarily show them all since most of them are pretty recent. We finally got Skids. We had actually joked earlier in the year that we didn't think that we would ever get new homage to Skids, but we certainly did. Another surprise was Waspinator, which is, I think, probably the nicest figure that we've gotten so far out of the Throwing 30, potentially. Let's see here. Haven't come out yet, but 2014 we are getting Rat Trap, Tankor, and Crosscut. And real quick, I don't want to show off Crosscut because I think Crosscut looks pretty phenomenal.
That silver is really nice, and it's nice that they're actually painting it, not just leaving it like a plastic gray.
Yeah, it looks really sweet.
And one thing, Brian, I have to say is we actually got a G2 character in that assortment with Dreadwing.
Yes, that's correct.
G2 colors, G2 symbol, just so good to see a G2 homage.
And I haven't opened mine yet. I'm probably not going to because I'm not crazy about that mold. But again, G2 is flipping awesome. So we saw early, like in February, a reuse of the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock mold as Beast Wars Megatron. But we haven't really seen anything since.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, the same here.
I would like to see that. I'm not. While Fall of Cybertron Grimlock really sucks, I would like to see a new Megatron. We'll have to see what happens. But if you're watching the video, here he is. It seems like an interesting reuse, and I would totally buy it.
Maybe they just decided since the Beast Wars characters are doing so good to redo Megatron as a Beast Wars character.
Or to just hold it until 2014, possibly.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened in 2013 was Blitzwing. We actually got a triple changer Blitzwing figure. It is what it is. It's not necessarily that great, but
And it was the first. Was it the first animated homage we've had in Generations?
Yeah, I guess it is. Of course, he had the triple changing head, like the animated Blitzwing. And of course, he is repainted as Double Dealer?
Double Dealer.
Yep.
Which, of course, another G1 homage. Do you like that, Melvar? Is he better?
I like Double Dealer. I mean, he still naturally has the same shoulder problems. There's no getting around that. They're not going to fix it anytime soon.
So, the thing is, about him being Double Dealer, it just, other than the colors, I don't really get it. Because he's so not Double Dealer. I'll pull Double Dealer up for those who don't actually know who he is. I've always liked that toy, but I just don't really see it. Obviously, he flies and he's like a tank thing, but...
Well, there's not many characters you can do that Blitzwing mold. I think you mentioned Flywheels.
Flywheels and Overlord.
Flywheels would have been awesome.
Flywheels would have been hilarious, and Overlord would have kind of made sense.
But hopefully, maybe they've got a plan for Overlords that we haven't heard yet.
I really hope so, but I really doubt it.
I mean, Double Dealer's a lot more obscure than Overlord.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
So, if they know about Overlord and not, I know about Double Dealer and not Overlord, how the hell do they find out about Double Dealer then?
Another thing that we got in 2014 were actually did the Fall of Cybertron Combaticons, were they in 2013 or 2012?
They were San Diego
12, I think.
Okay, so in 2013 we got a repaint of them as the Wreckers, and they combined to form Ruination, which was kind of crazy. But
with Emmerich Zeron's head.
Yeah, so just crazy all the stuff that happened in 2013.
Yeah.
Like, I completely forgot about that. In fact, I've got a list of things toward the end of this of just random stuff that I completely forgot about. So yeah, so that was definitely a thing that happened in 2014. We got official images of Scoop, the War for Cybertron, Skywarp, Armada Starscream, and the Minicon Assault Team. That was news. They're not coming out in 2013, or they didn't come out in 2013, but we are getting those. We got Goldfire as well, and Don mentioned Dreadwing. Let's see here. We got Hoist. I completely forgot. Hoist and Trailbreaker, or Trail Cutter. That happened in 2013. So we've come close to having all of the 84 and 85 Autobots in some sort of form, from the last few years.
Except, RC, which we're not going to get.
Well, she wasn't 84, 85, but we're still missing a couple of the mini bots, I think.
Yeah, Power Glide, Sea Spray.
We got a Sea Spray.
We got Power Glide too.
I'm sorry.
We got Power Glide.
I'm
Crap.
sorry. I was thinking in the new with the Target Master style. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we need Huffer and Gears and Brawn, I think.
We got a Brawn a couple years ago.
Would they use
that
the Huffer
Legends
name?
figure? Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have to change that. I don't know if they would use that name anymore.
They used it for Power Core Combiners.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly did. That's true. But yeah, pretty big year for the Thrilling 30, and 2014 looks to be, just as awesome. I'll be completely honest, and being the host of a, the most awesome Transformers podcast, at least first, but I would say most awesome Transformers podcast, I did a pretty bad job of keeping up with Transformers 4 Age of Extinction, mostly because I don't want to be spoiled. A lot of the news that happened was actually pretty spoilery, and I try to keep RFC, the show, a generally spoiler-free zone. But some interesting items happened in 2013 during the filming. We learned that Mark Wahlberg would play a lead role in the movie, and that the series would be a new trilogy but not a reboot. We'd actually thought that it might have been a reboot to begin with. And there just crazy stuff happened on the set, like blackmail attempts and all sorts of weird things happened.
Attacks with air conditioners.
Yeah, it's just really, really, really weird stuff. We also got, even though the figures aren't out yet, we did get a look at some of the figures that are coming out in 2014, and these are, of course, not. These are like the figures for the younger kids, I think. I hope. It's not conclusive, but I'm not thinking these are deluxe. It says they're Power Attackers Bumblebee and Power Attackers Duke. So we'll see. And again, I'm hoping that means that they are a simplified toy, smaller scale, non-deluxe. But this figure here looks pretty intricate compared to Bumblebee. We'll see. Actually, that's another item that we found out in 2013 was we are getting simplified transformations. We actually we've had a few already, but to make toys simpler for the kids, transformations will be simplified in some cases. And to begin with, that means that they're just taking Legion scale figures and scaling them up. We'll see how that actually works out in the long run.
I haven't actually seen any in the stores yet, but a couple people have gotten their hands on them.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy. I don't think I'm actually going to buy any. So Transformers Go came up in 2013, which is it's not a web-based series. It's a comic or something. It's fiction, but it's
I believe it's a DVD pack-in with one of the Japanese television magazines.
Gotcha. So, new figures, new fiction. The GDO Megatron toy is being used, amongst other things. It looks like we're getting a reissue of the classics, or the Henkei Optimus Prime, as well as some other figures. This photo here shows some of the toys, including that Rodimus that is supposedly based on Springer. We'll see how that actually turns out. The figures, though, are hit and miss. Don, did you end up picking up the Combiner?
Yeah, I picked up the first Samurai team because there's a lot of aspects from Brave series that I liked, but the execution on some of the figures, especially combined, is just not what I was wanting it to be. They're good. They're okay figures, but at the import prices plus customs and such like that, if you got to pay custom fees, no, they're just not there for me.
Yeah. I'm not too crazy about any of them. I don't really feel the need to buy any of these. Like, back in the day when Car Robots was around, or even before that, actually the biggest thing for me would probably have been Neo, Beast Wars Neo. I was almost a completist with Beast Wars Neo because I knew we would probably never get that in the U.S. I assumed that we would never get Car Robots in the U.S., but I was wrong about that.
Yeah, I've spent way too much money thinking the same thing.
But fortunately, I didn't care. So I think the only actual Car Robots figure I bought was Super Wild Ride. And then, of course, it came out in the U.S. as Robots in the Skies, and I ended up buying all of it. But I don't think I ever really need any of these figures.
No.
Just not feeling it.
Yeah. I agree.
Man, I probably, as big as anything in 2013 was probably the third-party stuff. And there were several trends in the third-party figures. The two biggest trends, I would say, were the Headmasters, because we actually got Masters this time, and a glut of Combiners. And dueling Combiners in some cases.
Just no banjos.
Yeah. We have a couple of different Predakings going on. I mean, yeah. 3.
Plus Hasbro's reissue.
Plus Hasbro's. I guess Giant Hercules were 2012.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 3 Predakings. It's pretty ridiculous. Fortunately, the Headmasters seem to be less redundant. We did get 2 Brainstorms, which were Brainwave and Smart Robin.
Yeah, the one I've got, I'm showing off is Smart Robin.
The good one was Smart Robin
from Fans Project.
Then you had let's see here, the what was that called? What was the actual?
Weird Wolf?
Yeah, it's Weird Wolf, but what was the name of the
Quadruple U.
Quadruple U? I don't get the name.
Weird Wolf, WW, Quadruple U. 4 U's look like 2 W's.
That's just not even clever.
Yeah, it's reaching, but yeah.
Yeah. It's clever, but it's also out there.
We got a Hardhead, which was
Toy World.
Yeah, what was the Toy World name though?
Hardbone.
Hardbone.
How could you forget that?
I confused Hardbone and Grindrod.
No, Grindrod was the
Throttlebots.
Not Roll Bar.
Throttlebots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who are
Also
still,
from Toy World.
Yeah, and who are supposed to combine apparently.
Yeah, we still haven't actually seen that. But so let's see here. What other figures are we getting? We are getting. Let's go ahead and jump to the toys that are homages of other characters, which they all are, but the non-combining ones. Doonraker and Cogs came out this year, which were Gears and Beachcomber. And the repaints for Cogs was Swerve, known as Veer. And we also got the repaint of Hench, which was Bushwhacker, who was the Outback. God, how am I keeping track of this? I don't even know. We got photos of, I don't think it's been released, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Fans Project's Warbot Revolver, which is their not Roadbuster figure. We got photos of that, and it looks pretty great.
Yeah, it's supposed to be released first on the Fans Project Core site, last I heard.
So eventually, somehow, some way, we'll get that. Let's see here. What else came out? We actually, iGear actually announced some more of their mini warriors to be released. Red Baron, which is Powerglide, and Busta, which is Wheelie. We actually got another not Wheelie figure this year. And Red Baron is actually the second not Powerglide figure that's been announced. The original, the AC Toys or whoever it was, did one originally, which I have somewhere. But Red Baron looks really nice. Eventually, hopefully, that will actually come out. And Busta doesn't look so bad either. And he comes with a slingshot. Actually, also in 2012, I didn't mention it before, but we actually got the GDO Wheelie figure that actually came out this year, which was Wheelie based on the Jazz mold.
Which you would think would not work.
Turned out really nice.
Awesome. It did.
Yeah, it turned out really nice.
And he has a slingshot too. So.
Yep. Let's see here. We also got iGear announced that they would be doing a not Bumblebee and not Cliffjumper. We'll see if that ever comes out as well. Project Azalea from Mastermind, which was the not RC. Was that actually released?
Not as of yet. It's partnered with their. It's part of their Predaking set, but I think it's going to be a separate figure. That's all I really know right now.
This photo is the unpainted prototype, but we've actually, I believe, seen the actual painted prototype or the final toy at some point. Let's see here. What else did we get? Oh, yeah. Sharkticon Aftershock, which was Quake, based on the Warpath mold. And he was a double target master, of course, Quake was, so we had double target masters for Aftershock. And there was the Sharkticon Landshark figure, which was a repaint of... What was it a repaint of?
The deluxe class bulkhead.
Deluxe bulkhead. And that is such a nice reuse of that mold. It's really clever. It's really nice looking.
I still wish I could have got one.
So, really nice. Let's see here. What? Oh, one thing that we actually saw, and I don't think it's not out yet, I don't believe, is the deluxe, or not the deluxe, the Unicron head playset. And I really can't wait to see that actually be released. That actually looks really nice. I'm not going to buy it, but I'm glad that it exists.
Well, I want to see what it all does as far as... Because it looks great in head mode, but I would like to see what all it actually does.
Yeah, pretty neat. We'll see.
I still think it should come with constructible Technobots.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so sweet.
Well, you guys buy Creon Technobots and stick them in there.
Let's see here. Another thing that we got this year, which was pretty cool, or we had photos of it. I think it's finally ready to ship, or it's already shipped. It's close to it. Was the Perfect Effect Project Not Cerebros upgrade, which is, of course, a transforming Cerebros figure.
Is that Warden? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think it's Warden. It was Warden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the actual name of it. I'm actually going back. I compiled this from show notes, and the one I have here is a really old news story from April. So I didn't have the most current one to link to. So I don't have a good photo of it, but I have a photo of the prototype here. We've all seen it. Looks really nice. Not buying it, but again, I'm glad it exists. Let's see here. What else do we have? Well, not technically a third party. I'm gonna call it one. BMOG mentioned that's coming out. Looking forward to that. And the Fans Project. What's it called? The original line that they're doing. The
glacial
bots. Yeah. Those are pretty cool, and I liked their original toys. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they are doing that. Sure, they're homages to, vintage Takara toys, but it's still pretty cool. Also in the too big, too expensive sort of masterpiece class, or even larger toys, we're getting a not Dinobot Slag, who is strangely actually larger than Grimlock.
But
It comes with platform shoes for Grimlock.
He
But
comes with
platform shoes for Grimlock, so you can pimp your Grimlock. Mine's gonna have a cane and a cape, and he's gonna be King Pimp Grimlock.
Scoria looks nice. I will be completely honest. It looks nice.
He looks fabulous. And I'm sure Diecast is really wants more information on that Jetfire mold as well.
Yes.
Which one? I think there's 3 of those.
Yes.
The fans toy. I'm sorry. Is it fans toys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fans toys, because they're the one that did Quake Wave.
Quake Wave.
And that's why I'm giving this as much attention as I am, because of the quality of Quake Wave.
There's also the DACA toys.
DACA. Yeah. That's the one that's like. I don't know.
I think that was the first one that was
13
announced.
inches tall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same company that did the I think animation accurate head for your G1 toy.
The Quake Wave Astro Magnum Galactic Man homage. Did it actually come out already?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
But it looks really nice.
Or Shackwave.
Yeah. AKA Shackwave. That's a thing.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing that came out, Brian, was Hexatron came out this year.
Oh, yeah, I left Hexatron out.
Yeah, Hexatron came out, and hopefully we'll eventually get the Great Shot repaint that
Yep.
they showed originally.
Yep. The BTS Nova Lord robot mode and vehicle mode, not Overlord project was announced. We got photos of that.
That's one thing Don has on order that he should get this year, I believe.
Again, Overlord is
I
not
don't
a
have this on order.
you know Overlord is not a small toy, but this is bigger than Overlord. It's actually
But
I'd get 30% taller, I would say, than Overlord. Go ahead, Don. Sorry.
oh no, sorry. I was gonna say what I said originally, though, that even with this being rumored to be around 250 or so, last I heard, it's still cheaper than getting a G1 Overlord.
It's true.
So if the quality is there, then this could be a lot of people's only Overlord, unless they do an Encore reissue.
I'm still hoping for an Encore Overlord. I don't see why other than like just they can't rebuild the mold or fix the existing mold or can't find it. I don't see why they wouldn't. But yeah, so let's see here. Anything else third party that happened? Yeah, I think that pretty much hits the high notes. So the things that happened in 2013 that I just completely either went under the radar or I completely forgot about. I thought this was interesting when I found out it was happening, but I never bought it and I've actually never seen it. The Encore 20A Devastator, which is the anime Devastator, that was actually released this past year. It's a Devastator, the Constructicons in anime colors. I think you can get this for like $100. I don't think it ever really sold that well, but it looks nice.
Well, it's the third reissue of that mold in 5 or 6 years, so it's
Not counting like ones you can get for $5 at Walgreens.
And plus all the third-party Devastators that we've been getting. We've been, banged over the head with Devastators this year.
Yeah, and it's not like the Constructicons are a great mold, but it's personally when I think of G1, what G1 means to me, the toys that most exemplify what Transformers Generation 1 was: Soundwave, Optimus Prime, the Constructicons. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. Jason Jansen, a.k.a. Tommy Kennedy.
Tommy Kennedy.
Our friend Dave Schultz actually found and interviewed Jason Jansen. And he actually wound up... because of this, he actually wound up at BotCon.
Yeah.
But to go to digestmybrain.wordpress.com and search for Tommy Kennedy, and you can find the interview. That was awesome.
It's like I would tell people younger than me about the puppet Optimus Prime, and they wouldn't believe me. And then I tell them about Tommy Kennedy, and that no one would believe me. It's just like only people that grew up watching it for that one season remembers it.
Yeah. Optimus! Another thing that happened in 2013, GDO Braun.
That we never got.
Yeah.
Actually, that didn't happen in 2013.
Well, we got photos of it. You know why it didn't happen? Look at it.
I liked it. I would have got it.
Was that not even released in Asia?
No, you know what I
don't
think
think so.
happened? When they reissued the first edition bulkhead, it would have came out at the same time this would have, and they axed it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's just
It's awful.
The head's too small.
That was a mercy killing.
That was...
Something else that happened in 2013 that I completely forget about every time it's mentioned is the Hall of Fame fan belt bot poll, which allowed fans to help pick a toy to be created for 2014. Basically ended up being a female Autobot jet.
Yeah, so I still think Don voted like 1,000 times, and that's how we got this winner.
No, I don't. I believe the. Now this is me. This is not anybody else. I think it was already planned on what was going to be done. The voting just kind of solidified it.
It's probably true. Also in 2014, we actually saw for the first time, it hasn't been released yet, but it is available for pre-order for like $550, the gigantic official third-party Scorponok that's Titan class.
Which I still don't understand.
That doesn't transform.
Yeah, and Scorponok is such a simple transformation.
He lays down
and his knees fold up. That's it. And you couldn't put a couple of hinges in there and make him transform for that money.
Yeah.
But Titan class, and he looks nice with Fort Max.
Yeah.
So, but $550.
Hoping for clearance.
Yeah.
The clearance.
Let's see here. What else do we have? What's this? Oh my god. The Easy Transformation figures. Here is Beast Hunters Voyager Optimus Prime. Hideous. Yeah. There was that.
Is that the one with the green?
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, one of the funniest things that happened all year was this Creo webcomic that featured Optimus Prime on the toilet. It's so cute and so disgusting and so awesome. But it's Optimus Prime taking a dump. Yep.
Those Japanese cartoons.
At least he's not peeking over the stone wall at someone bathing.
Yeah. Don's going to kill me for this one. But in 2013, we were going to get a reissue Superfire Convoy, but canceled due to lack of interest.
Everyone needs to own this mold.
Everyone does.
Toy.
Everyone does own this mold.
Everyone needs to own this mold.
If you don't own this and a video of Kim Possible, you're missing out.
If you don't own this mold, go to Goodwill. Lack of interest.
No, it was too awesome for people. They were too stunned to make the pre-orders. They just sat there stunned by the awesomeness.
I think the pre-order price got them. They're like, yeah, I got this for $25, $30, and now they want $150 for it.
That's crazy.
Now, true, yeah. I will say, even with the Master Sword, that was a little pricey.
That was ridiculous, Don.
Yeah.
I was being polite.
And yeah, finally, that happened this year. The only reason I'm mentioning it because it just came out. I don't have it. I don't know that I'm getting it. Is the Covenant of Primus came out? Did any of you guys buy that?
I bought it. It looks great on my wall.
That's right. I saw it on Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want it, but I've got other stuff I'd rather have instead. So
what's the actual contents of the book, Diecast?
I honestly, I opened it and I saw, wow, there's a lot of writing in here. This is going to take me a long time. And I hung it on the wall because I wanted to get it, hung up right away, and I've forgotten about it.
There you go.
So I haven't read a single thing, but I will eventually within one of these decades.
Yeah. Okay. I may buy it when it's on clearance. Okay, so that's pretty much our 2013 recap.
Oh. Hey,
Go ahead,
Brian,
Don. Go ahead.
Can I bring up one thing?
One thing. You have one thing, Don.
2013 also saw the end of Transformers Prime.
How could I forget that? I had planned on writing that. Transformers Prime ended. We got Predacons Rising on DVD and Blu-ray, which was really good. And apparently, even though I haven't finished it yet, apparently Transformers Prime actually got good and ended on a high note.
Yes. So,
and I know where Don's going with this because
I'm not going there.
2013 also, the death of Prime would also be the death of Miko. So
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm just saying Prime ended. It was a good show. I wish it had gotten 5 seasons, but it did end on a high note, and I think we should be grateful for the work everybody put into the show.
For a lot of people, though, that's a highlight of 2013 is the death of Miko.
Not the literal death. Figurative death.
Just the figurative.
Figurative death. That's true.
Oh, I cannot wait for Sharkticon diecast.
The merciful cancellation of Miko.
Yeah. But we are getting a new series, apparently based in the same universe, so we'll see. Maybe Miko will come back.
Well, as a matter of fact, she mentioned that voice actors for Miko mentioned everybody have a happy new year, and I said, well, getting the kids back for the next season, the next version of Transformers cartoon will be great for that happening, and she favorited it. So she likes the show too. She wants to come back hopefully.
She
likes a
job.
paycheck. A paycheck, yeah.
That would be great if I could have a job next year.
Yeah, okay, so that will do it for the 2013 recap. 2014 is going to be a huge year. We are going to have our predictions on next week's show. So, guys, write those up. Don't have a clue how many people we're going to have on the show, but we will get as many people on as we can to cover our predictions for 2014. Gentlemen, start writing. That will pretty much do it for the show this week. It's been a long one, but we've powered through it. We made this happen.
We powered Convoy through it.
Yes, we powered Convoy through it. I can't wait to get an MP Power Convoy.
Powered Convoy, yes.
Yeah. Can't wait. Okay, for the guys, I'm your host, Brian Kilby. We will be back next week.
Take care, everybody.
And we'll be live Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time or so. We'll see you then. Have a good one.
This has been Radio Free Cybertron. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons license. Any part of this podcast can and should be redistributed, but please, proper attribution is required if you know what's good for you. Jeez, when are these guys ever going to move out of their parents' basements?